I'm Hicham Khalidi, right now the curator of Biennale Marrakech of the Visual Arts section. And we are here at Darcy Said. And now something really strange is happening because this is the last exhibition that we can have here because it's going to go. Yeah. So there's a very strange vibe to it. The first time that I pitched for the Marrakech Biennale and then I became the curator, I sat down with Jelili Atilku and we talked about what do we want to do. And out of our discussions came this idea that we were migrants, both of us, because she lives in Berlin, I lived in the Netherlands. But we wanted to work here in this country, we were interested in this country. And that was interesting because it's not a process of migration anymore, but a process of remigration. Another element added to the circularity, you know? Yeah. There are some artists that I always wanted to work with. There are artists I chose because specifically of works. And there are artists I chose because they fitted the theme or fitted the kind of thinking. And because we are here in Marrakech, also located within North Africa and in the Maghreb. So you have like actually a few different kinds of groups. You have kind of the Moroccans, and then you have the migrants, which are the Algerian or the Moroccan. And then you have like the Middle East, kind of Maghreb, Middle East, North Africa connection that you have. And then the European, Western. That's the transnational kind of layer. I think each edition has its own feeling and its own aesthetics and its own. I think everything that we did was with the full intention and with the full energy. So basically that's what you get. And there's something I did learn, definitely, also working in this kind of context, is that you have to work within the context. You cannot work outside of it. Impossible. You can't go against it. Clara Meister is a curator, a German curator and a friend. And I've worked with her before, and we met in 2007. I think she's a fantastic curator, and she did a lot of projects in sound. And that's why I asked her. Yeah, but she can explain better after me. Yeah.
My name is Clara Meister. I'm right now at the Medina of Marrakech at Riyad El Fen. I live in Berlin and I also work in Berlin, but also many other different places and cities. I was working in New York and the Netherlands and traveling. The work is more traveling. Our performance project, which is called Singing Maps and Underlying Melodies, is deeply rooted in the city of Marrakech, especially in the Medina. And we work with local musicians, Moroccan musicians mainly, which we chose in collaboration with KamarStudios, which is also based in Marrakech. And it answers to the question of where are we now, in that sense that music, in my understanding, really puts you into a feeling of presence and also in a feeling of the place where you are right now, experience the music with the musician. So engaging in a deeper relationship with the place, with the musician, and also that very time. This would be my answer to where are we now. We are where is here and now is right now. I was working with an architect studio based in Berlin, which is called S.T.I.F.F. And we were looking for different places which in the Medina, which for us hold an essence of that very area. So we developed this map, which is kind of an overview on all the maps that we found on Marrakech and especially Medina, a more architectural map, which has all the venues in all our locations. So it's a zoom into the Medina. And we chose the locations also in a way to find different acoustic atmospheres. So for example, one is on a landfill overlooking the city, on a kind of a rubble field. The other one is inside an hammam. So it's really also or sometimes it's a living area, sometimes it's a marking area. So it's really to also get to know all the different sound experiences of the city, which is so many-folded, so to say. was involved in a project which was called Sound Fair, with which we only exhibited music. So I'm very close to musical performances in art, which is not necessarily sound art in my understanding, which is really trying to question or stage the relationship of listener and musician. I would like to invite the public to experience the city in a way that we don't only look at maps or at venues and kind of not get to know what's around us, but the whole project tries to slow you down and brings you to places that you might not have looked for or where you might think you're lost. And my message to the public would be to kind of follow this thought of serendipity and be curious and experience the music and places with us, which are not easy to find, but it's very worth it.
I am Jelili Atilku. I'm a Nigerian performance artist. I live in Lagos. I live in Ejibo in Lagos State, Nigeria. And I was born in that community and I grew up there. Yeah, the process of my performance is really long. When I was invited for this project, the first thing they did was to bring me down here and some other artists on a visit, and which is important. You know, in some other Biennale, you just bring in your work from different kind of contexts. But the curator said, no, come and feel the energy of Morocco. And we came here. And when I started doing the research, then I began to know the people who are actually starting from the ground, that this is the community of the Amazigh. You know, the Amazigh give Marrakech the name, and there's a land of God. That is where I am presently as an artist. From January, I moved into Marrakech to start the most important part of the performance, which is alignment with the environment. To me, it is very important. So the alignment is more like a spiritual thing. Yeah, the performance first of all, it's a metaphor. Where is Morocco now? Where does Morocco stand when you talk about the whole world itself? And that's exactly what my performance is all about. And that is where the Morocco is now. You know, in the context of followership and leadership. Well, it's a performance in processional performance with a lot of symbolic content. That, like, myself as a body assume power, and with a lot of Amazigh fabric and Amazigh design, that I assume the possession of them. And then I walk and also ride on a kalash with 50 sheep behind me and with attendants behind. And so these are the components of the performance. And we move into this place, the land of God. Yeah, because the Biennale, look at the title, Where Are We Now, is very, very important. It's very important that it give me and you the opportunity to take record of ourselves, the past, the present, and now project into the future. And so that is the joy of participation in this, and it gave me the privilege to really know, you know, a lot of things about Morocco, about my brothers and my sisters here. And so to me, it's fantastic. It's magical. I see myself now as I'm a Z person. Yeah. Thank you so much.